Ziggity Zig talking his way out of bronze, game number 72 with... Hey, right? That split kind of didn't suck totally. And look at that, he's already way quite a bit ahead of me. So this is a game between myself and Code. It's very subtle. Code. Small caps. Of course, I'm also very ziggity zig, so we're all in lower caps right now. That's fine. So just nice, polite YouTube friend, being friendly. Look at that. So that's good. Off we go. How's the spamming going? My spamming is about, yeah, he's not spamming at all either. So between myself and a Terran opponent, I choose not to wall off because the hint is that walling off is useless against a Terran. I'm fine with that, so I choose to agree. Now, okay, let's see how well we do here on income, harvesters, and whatnot. My drone count seems to be alright. I have been trying to work hard on remembering my macro and building more units as opposed to teching too soon. So let's see how I did in this one. So there we go. Gate on 12 or 13. What I managed to do this time is I just sort of rallied my... I sort of gave my probe a few instructions, told him to do stuff. Yeah, he's making some... So all I know is he's making one rax, starting to get his gas, and then I get out of there, and I go over here and sit down there. So that's fine. Drones, probe's doing alright. I've got another one coming, another pylon coming down here. That's cool, except it wasn't quite on time, so I can't get the zealot out first. This is my problem, is I make too many probes, and then I don't have enough for 2 supply necessary to get a unit out until that one comes in. Now here's another thing that I did, is I walled myself in, so all my probes are in here. Works. So I'm keeping an eye on his exit. I mean, there's a few different exit ramps here, and I looked it up ahead of time. This is Core Hall Compound. I suppose he could go the extremely long way around, but in theory I should see him coming out. I don't know. So here's me, and I try to get 2 more gateways down. Working on Sentry Zealot to block my ramp, which ends up being pretty helpful. Harvesters, yeah, still doing alright there. Army supply, he's ahead of me in army supply. So here's where my robotics facility goes down at 5 minutes 20 seconds on a 26 supply. That's probably not very good. But didn't I have 2 zealots? Do I have a stuck zealot? Oh, for the love of God. Look at that guy. I wonder how long he stays there. Let's check on him at the end of the game, shall we? See if he does absolutely anything. What a waste of 100 minerals. I get totally stuck. And then, once again, supply blocked on 34, supply blocked on 18. I'm putting it as far away as possible. I cannot get... I get at least 2 sentries out there. Get an observer set up, but I'm still waiting on that to come through. One of the other options I saw, I can't remember where this came from. Oh, here we go. Was whenever you make a building or a set of buildings, just throw down an extra pylon. And that works. So here he comes. He's got, what's that, 7 Marines, 2 Stalkers, and I've got 3 Sentries. So I lose the Zealot there. I decide to scramble back. He kills my probe, and I manage to force field. But he does move away, so he's doing quite well there. His APM's doing decent compared to mine. I managed to warp in a few more ranged units, trying to get my ranged units ready. Try to force field him. So this time I try to split him, but I don't quite get him split. But I do manage to pick a few off. Wasn't my exact plan, but that was what I tried to do. Now the interesting thing is, why didn't I see him come through there, or did I just miss it? So there goes an observer. Gonna try to get another observer going out there. I'm at 44 supply. So my observer's gonna go down and hopefully tell me a little bit about what's happening down there. I got a new 2 probe, and I'm ready to start making... What are you gonna start making? A forge. Well, fair enough. That seems like an odd thing to do. I think I was worried about my door. Not worried so much about detection, but... So here I come down here, and I see another little group. Ah, see, he's going the long way around, so he's totally avoiding this. So he knows. Here's another thing that he knows. He knows how to pick off an observer, because he sees the blur going by. So he's really paying attention. This guy's not bad. Despite the obvious APM-ness of it there. So he's going all the way around here because he's not going through this one. What I should do is have a zealot down on this one. But I chose not to, and I didn't do so well. Now, the other thing that I'm noticing down here is 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, maybe 4. That one I think I might not be able to see currently. So that's 3 racks. And then he scans me and goes after me. So I decided to do a little twirly whirl there and get out. So he's got, that's another reactor. Reactors and 4 barracks. That's a lot of units, and yet I still have the army supply. Mostly because I have this immortal. So now that I've gone 3-gate robo, I'm trying to remember. This is me going over to see if he's got a third. Doesn't seem to have a third. I'm trying to remember to use my robo, so I'm trying to get out a few immortals. That seems to be going well. Check out my worker supply. Oh, my worker supply has slipped slightly. Try to get in, split up his army a bit here. That goes pretty well. This exchange does do alright, even though he's got more of a concave on me, but I figure that I seem to outnumber him somewhat. So that goes well. Yeah, I've totally fallen by the wayside of my worker supply. That's not good. Although, that's what, 22? 22 ain't bad. And then I realized my probe is under attack. Bit of trouble there. Lose my vision. That's when things start to suck. I should have moved this observer. Once I lose my vision, I decide my observer needs to go in and just have a look at his front, but I'm also not looking at anything over here. So who knows what's going on over there. Army supply is now even. Worker supply is still kind of evening out. I'm getting an expansion since I noticed his expansion go up. There's another barracks going down. So that's a possible 5? Should we have a look? Well, there's a factory finally. But yeah. 5 racks, mostly on reactor. On the other hand, he doesn't really know what I've got at the moment. I'm still trying to warp in some units, even though, yeah, he's making units faster than I'm making units, mostly because his income... I'm getting more gas. We're pretty much even, but maybe it's just because I'm making immortals. Now the thing is at this point, I have scouted racks, mostly racks, marines, marauders. I was afraid of these marauders, so I decided that somehow, the stalkers and sentries could take care of the marines, and the immortals, both of them, would take care of the marauders. What I should have been doing is trying to keep my macro going. See, macro slipped, so I was in a little bit of trouble there. There they come. Speaking of here they come. Oh no, he's still only got the 1, so he hasn't gone around there yet. And he's pulling ahead in army supply. I'm apparently trying to work on +2. He doesn't seem to have... No, he has no upgrades yet. He pretty well outnumbers me. What I should have been working on is Colossus. And I realized this after the fact because I happened to be online at the same time Oak Weaver was online, and I said, what do you do against megarax? And he says, well, how many? I said, I counted 5 or 6. And I was right. 7 now. Another one being built. What's he doing with the factory? Doesn't seem to be doing much. and he's just making a ridiculous amount of units. He's got my death ball totally owned, because these stalkers and these sentries cannot keep up with what he's got, and that's the problem. I am outnumbered already. So what I should have been doing this entire time is making some Colossus. And what I kept doing was build gateways. Gateways are not going to help against Marine Marauder. With like, and he eventually moves out when he's got one medevac, which he's not working on at the moment. How's our APM doing? Not bad. Okay, it's not much happening here. So this is just me. Yep, there goes in another immortal. I'm just building more gateways, so I've slowed down completely. I've fallen quite a bit behind. He's just going even faster. He's just outnumbering me and outnumbering me and outnumbering me. I'm getting further and further and further and further behind. That is +2, almost finished. So I'm at 1-0. Blink. More gateways. More gateways is what I'm building. Hey, remember that zealot? Remember that zealot? There he is. He's right there, not doing a thing. Awesome. Doing alright income-wise. No. Mules. Lots of mules. No, apparently not. So I decided to expand to a third. I don't know why. Probably because I wasn't doing anything at the moment. So here comes the big army. And you know what would be good against this big army? Colossus up here on the cliff. But I'm not quite ready just as I move out to see what's going on. Oh, if I'd have split right here. But I didn't. I guardian shielded. Oh, apparently I did do that. That cut off my zealots. I probably could have got a little bit behind his front lines. So that wasn't terrible. I didn't kill near enough of him. +3 is on the way. So I'm at +2. He's at nothing. And look at this. It's 103.73. Okay? Coming into this. He does not get into a good position. He just rounds the corner. I do not get in the fight. See, had I actually attacked, look at these guys just sitting around here at the back. I try splitting it up. The split up doesn't exactly work. Down to 59, 106.59, and it's these things. I try to move in to try to snipe these medevacs, and I think I get one. And then I don't focus fire the other one, but focus firing took too much out of me. Tried to reinforce with some stalkers back here, but nope, just not quite enough. So it was a combination of kind of bad engagement, kind of wrong units to go up against them. I'm half done +3, so at +2, +2 Colossus against no upgrades. Now how many gateways do I have? Because I made an additional 4 gateways. And then a bunch of immortals. The immortals would have helped, but I would have needed to be boosting the gas. And then I start being all chatty. Here I go. Oh, he did smile at me. Well done. Meanwhile, useless zealot. Useless zealot. Look at him over there. So I come down here and I try to see if I could maybe... If I have just one little chance here, I can pick them off from the ramp. So I think I have one working warp gate left that I try to get in a... Yep, there it is. The sentry. The immortal pops out, and I try to force field. Problem is, he comes over with medevac, and I can't snipe it. I try to, but by the time I've sniped it... No. Apparently I don't try to snipe it. Nothing much else happens there. He's quite a bit ahead. So I think, oh, maybe I can get rid of this army. I might be able to survive this. And as I'm thinking that, if you're watching the mini-map, you're seeing what's coming next. This is quite hilarious. I'm loving this. This is what happens when you build enough of the right. Of the right buildings. So he just comes up with more. Went ahead. Get more ahead. How many were we at? 7? Yep. And he's just pumping those. And that was a good game. He played a very, very good game. APM average. Hey, I'm up to 25. He was at 32. So there you go. There's code. Lessons. Heavy Marine Marauder. Colossus. I focused on Immortals because I don't make Immortals enough. And then I forgot to transfer into Colossus when I had the time and the money. I just made gateways. Which is kind of stupid. Leave me a comment. Send me an email, ziggityzig@gmail.com, or you can follow me on Twitter @ZiggyStarcraft. That's all for today. Stay tuned.